name is Ben, and I am excited to be here with another tech video for you today. We're going to be focusing specifically on accessibility features with the MacBook. And so today, this is actually going to be a multi-part series where I kind of walk you through the different steps to set up your MacBook and the various different accessibility features that are available. If you find this video helpful, obviously please like and subscribe. I love creating this kind of content. And as another kind of aside, if you have other ideas or types of videos that you'd like to see, please drop a comment and love to kind of discuss further some other types of accessibility pieces that we could talk through and future content that I can create. So with that, we're going to jump right into it. And for today, again, we're just going to be setting up the speak selection on your MacBook. This is going to work for whether you have I'm currently using a MacBook Air, but the desktop version, or if you have a MacBook Pro as well, it's going to work the same on any of those platforms. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to drop right into this. So what you're going to want to do, I have the settings selection or to open up my settings down here in the dock. If you don't have that pinned down there, another place that you can find this, if you go up the upper right hand corner, you're going to see that magnifying glass. If you click on that and type in the word settings, it's going to launch the app for us. Within that window, then you're going to see it's going to drop you right into general. We want to go to accessibility, which is the one just below that. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. Within that accessibility window, then you're going to see lots and lots of different options. Now, again, with this being a multi-part series, we're just going to cover one piece at a time. Again, follow along for more of those videos to come, but we're going to stay just within this vision section right here. Within this, we see VoiceOver, which is the screen reading component that's built into the computer itself. We have Zoom, hover text, display, motion, read and speak, and then audio descriptions. So again, for this particular video, we're just looking at this read and speak down here toward the bottom of the vision section. So we're gonna go ahead and click on that. Within here, again, lots of different options. I want to make this as simplistic as possible though, especially more of a whether you're a beginner or this is something that you're very familiar with these devices, but just to make this as simplistic as possible. So at the top, you've got accessibility reader. We're going to go to that one just below it where it says speak selection. Mine's currently, the slider bar is turned on. For the sake of this, just to demonstrate really quickly, so that turns that off. So if we click that, mine highlights blue. Yours could perhaps be a different color depending on the settings that you have on your computer. But we're going to go ahead and highlight that. Then the next thing I want you to do is click this. There's a circle with the letter I, lowercase I. We're going to click on that, and that's going to bring up this dialog box. Now within the dialog box, it gives us some different options. Just think of this as more of a way for you to customize how you want this to work for you. Mine, the default, mine is currently set to command up arrow, but just as a really quick way to show you how you can change this, I'm going to change it to command down arrow. And all you're going to do, go out on your keyboard. You can press any key configuration that's most helpful for you or most useful. So again, I'm just going to press command and down arrow, and that's going to change that keyboard shortcut for us. So again, customize that to how you see fit. The highlight content for this, the main thing, especially as it's reading, it gives you the different options, whether you don't want that highlighted, whether you'd want words, if you want sentences, or if you want words and sentences. Again, more customizable, just depending on what you would like and how you want those highlights to show up for you within that spoken content. Next couple pieces here. So we have word color and sentence color. The thing to think about here, again, thinking through those kind of contrast pieces and having things stand out a little bit better, perhaps with the text and or backgrounds that you're using. I'm going to leave mine the default or just the way I had it set before, but blue. If there's other colors that you'd like to try out, please feel free to select and change those. And then last but not least, these last kind of couple pieces. So the sentence style, you have either underlined or background color. The underline it's going to give you as it's reading along, it's going to underline that text as opposed to the background color itself highlighting the text. So again, more personal preference there. And then finally, I find this to be easiest as just to automatically show up. The controller we're going to get to here in just a second. This is going to be how you're going to actually interact with the text as the spoken feedback is running. So I'm going to leave that with automatic. Again, all of these are kind of personal preferences and different types of things that you can set up to make things a little bit more user-friendly for yourself. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and hit OK. Again, just make sure that that blue slider bar or whatever color you have this set as is turned on. We can then quit out of system settings. From here, I've got a couple different examples, kind of use case scenarios for you to try out. So first, if we're out on any search engine, I happen to be on Google Chrome, but it could be any particular search engine that you're using. If, say, we're wanting to find some information out about dogs. So I'm going to type in dogs. And the one thing I'm going to do here, just so I'm not talking over the spoken content, and that way it'll give you kind of the opportunity to listen to what's going on. And I can also talk you through the controller as well. I'm going to let it play for just a moment so you can listen, and then we're going to kind of go from there. So as I've scrolled down just a little bit, we've got some different pictures of dogs, some different breeds and things of that nature. I've found this section where it says overview. So the way that this works, I'm going to take my mouse pointer. I'm going to highlight any text that you find. And then again, since I've changed mine to command down arrow, that's going to be that shortcut to initiate this to start. So I'll press command down arrow.
Overview. The dog is a domesticated descendant of the gray wolf, also called it.
So I'm going to pause it for just a second because I want to highlight a few things. So as we talked about before, that preference that I had to have that controller automatically pop up for me. Couple different things in here. So we have the 1x. I have mine set to standard speed right now. You can speed that up and slow it down if you would like. You simply just click through these to change that speed. Again, just whatever's most comfortable for you. Secondarily, then, as we kind of move through these buttons and features, so we have rewind, which is the second one in, and then also fast forward, which is near towards the end of this controller. That's going to go through whatever you've highlighted. It's either going to rewind or go kind of based on that section that you have highlighted. So again, kind of an easier way for you to navigate your way through that text. Play and pause then, or play and stop rather. So you have play right here. It will change to pause or as you're kind of reading through, and then obviously stop as well. Again, the nice thing with this controller having it automatically pop up for you, you can go ahead and change and kind of access all of that text and change anything that you need to as it's reading along to you as well. In a separate video, not this one, again, just to make it fairly short, I'm going to go over how to change the voice because the synthesized speech that's on here for a lot of people, it can be very, very bad. And so there's a lot of different, again, as a way to kind of customize this for you and to make it a little bit more user friendly, there's a lot of changes that you can make for that. Again, separate video, but for the purposes of this, I just wanted to really illustrate how this feature works and how it can really enhance things for whether it's yourself personally and or students in any case. As kind of a personal anecdote, I'm not inherently a very fast reader, so this is something that when it comes to consuming content and whether it's printed text or digital mediums and things of that nature, this is really helpful to me as I can have the computer do a lot of the work for me and I can just kind of sit back and listen. Once you're done, you can either initiate that same keyboard command, so I could press command down arrow, or I could click the X to end that controller. So just to kind of illustrate that, I'm going to press command down arrow, and then my controller will disappear. So you know that session that you had has stopped. As another example then, just to show you kind of cross platforms or cross apps, how this might work, I also have here just a short story within a Google Doc. So kind of the same premise here. We can make this just a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. So we have Alex and Amanda's first concert. If I wanted to, I can highlight this text just like I did before. And again, I'm going to kind of let the computer start talking so that way I'm not talking over it. But if we initiate our shortcut, so we have Command down arrow.
Alex and Amanda's first concert, the most popular teen band, was coming to town, and both Alex and his twin sister.
I'm going to pause it quickly just to show you kind of how that synthesized speech can change utilizing the features in here. I'm going to speed it up, and then I'm also going to use the rewind and fast forward just so you can see kind of how those features work as well.
Amanda really wanted to go to the concert. They had never been to a concert because their parents' rule was that she must be in sixth grade. Been to a concert because their parents' rule was that she.
So you notice how I sped that up to 1.25, and then I also hit the rewind button. So it's going to go back to that kind of starting point, and it allows you to kind of listen to something again if you've missed it. Again, you can always pause that section. And the other piece too, so here when I'm highlighting entire paragraphs, you don't necessarily have to do that. So as another quick example, I could also just highlight a sentence if I wanted to. So like if I highlight just this first sentence.
The most popular teen band was coming to town, and both Alex and his twin sister Amanda really wanted to go to the concert.
So again, it's going to read through just that section that I've highlighted. And then as you notice too, the controller disappeared as soon as it was done reading. So again, whether you're doing this within a Google Doc or whether it's on different search engines or on the internet or anywhere where there is text that you can highlight, this keyboard shortcut will work. The kind of the last piece, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing here for just a moment. But the last thing that I guess I really wanted to cover just quickly from this video, the thing that I want you to really think about or kind of take away, think about whether it's you individually that would be using this and or your students. Again, there's we know that there's lots of different ways that we can access printed mediums, and there's a lot to be said about the comprehension side of things when it comes to accessing text and stories and things of that nature. And if this provides an opportunity for students to listen and to really comprehend things perhaps a little bit better, and or you as the teacher or an individual that's using this, this is a really easy feature to set up and to use kind of at any point in time that you need as you're accessing your MacBook or Mac computer. So thank you so much for joining me on this video. Again, make sure to subscribe so you get notifications for new videos as they come up. And as always, drop a comment or anything if you have any other ideas or if there's other videos that you would like me to make kind of in the future. So thanks again for joining us, and I'll see you in the next one.